Commish back. Starting at number 7. Number 7, Rock. You got Brady, you got Lynch, you got Welker. Love Welker. I think he's going to be a stud with Manning. I think that's a no-brainer pick, and I think everybody wanted Welker at the time. And the fact that you were at the airport draft, I think, makes it even more remarkable how well you did. I'm sure the service was terrible, but you're focused, and it definitely shows in the draft. I like Lynch. I think Lynch is arguably the third best running back, if not the second, behind AP. I think it's a toss-up between Lynch and Foster. But with Foster's injury problems right now, I think Lynch might be a solid second, and for you to get him at 4, I think that's huge. And I think your team, Rock, is a no-brainer playoff team. So I think that was good. I think you did quite well. Number 6, Tony cracked in the top 8. I honestly had you higher. When I first got out of the draft, I thought you were top 3. I had a chance to really step down off my ledge and think about it. Commish had to really get into the zone there, and I would say that your team probably is more of a 6, like I have you now. I think Eli's good. I don't think he's great. I think the Giants. I don't know. I think they're going to be spotty this year, but I think Eli's a solid fantasy quarterback. I don't think he's going to win you games, but I think he's going to keep you in them. David Wilson, probably going to be the starting running back now. I'm sure he actually is with that injury going down for Giants. So I think you got a starting running back right there, and you can't go wrong. And then, I like Brandon Marshall, obviously. I think he's going to be great with Cutler this year in Chicago. So maybe that will help JQ out with Cutler. And maybe get him in the playoffs if Cutler goes off. But, I don't know. JQ, like I said before, we'll see what happens. But, Tony, so yeah, I think this year you got a shot to make the playoffs. I know Mr. Nils did not agree with me with your ranking, but I think he definitely sold you short. I like your team, and I think you're going to be fine. Number 5, I have CJ ranked. Love Manning. Love Charles. I mean, when you have Peyton Manning, you're usually, if you have that kind of quarterback, you're going to get in the playoffs. My only question mark with your team, CJ, is what are you going to do with your second running back? Is the law firm going to be there? Because I personally don't think he's that good. And I don't think he's going to really be the starter there when it's all said and done. So I think that might be an issue for you. I think you're going to have to figure out another running back, and I think you're going to really have to figure out what you're going to do, because I don't see yourself. I think you're going to struggle when it comes to mid-season because you're not going to have enough running backs. But I think it's enough to get you in the playoffs, and as you showed last year, as long as you get in, you have a shot. So yeah, I think he definitely got a shot, and I wouldn't be surprised if he made the playoffs. Number 4, I'm going with Bill. I like his team. He's got MJD, Foster. Wide receivers are sketchy. They got Sidney Rice, Larry Fitz. You never really know what's going to happen with him. But I think his running backs are probably the best tandem in the league, those two. And then I'm looking at, Tony, Romo, maybe. I think Dallas is going to have a good year this year, so I think he'll be fine. But I think that's his biggest question mark right now is after that he's got E.J. Manuel, who obviously is hurt right now. So I think the big question mark with Bill is, 1, can he bounce back from last year after not making the playoffs? And 2, if he can't, where's he going to go from there? Because I think he might jump off a bridge or something, because that guy's a diehard as well. And if he doesn't make the playoffs 2 years in a row, I think we might have an issue on our hands. We might have to find a new owner because he might be in a ditch somewhere. But that's serious though, guys. So yeah, Bill, I think your team's good. 4, ranking you 4, but a lot of work to do if Tony doesn't pan out. Flynn, I got you at number 3. What can you say about the guy who's won the regular season? Was it 2 years in a row? I think now. You just can't get it done in the playoffs, and so I think it's a no-brainer that you're going to get in the playoffs. It's just how are you going to do. But your team is very, very risky. I like that you have Dez and Chris Johnson, but that's all back to that Tony Romo thing. How's Tony going to do? How's Dez going to do? They're very correlated. Chris Johnson could be a beast, probably one of the best fantasy running backs in like a 3-year period when he was on, but where's he been lately? I think that'll be big for you. So it'll be interesting. I think your team, though, is going to make the playoffs. I think your history has already shown that, and I think there's no doubt. Number 2, Mom and Dad. Now, I almost bumped him down because I had this ranking set before Brown got hurt in New York. So here's the kicker. I think they're probably around 5 now with that injury, but I'm going to keep my rankings set from what they were before because, one, I love Rodgers as quarterback. I love A.J. Green. I love Ryan Matthews. And now, when I say I love Ryan Matthews, I think he's going to be very, very... I think he was underrated coming into this year, and I think he's got a lot to prove. I mean, how the guy broke 2 collarbones in 1 year. Like, that's not going to happen again. So I think the guy is going to be a starting running back. I think it's going to be good enough to get them points. He's got 2... They got probably the best wide receivers in the league. A.J. Green, Rodney White. I really like them. With Rodgers, those are huge points. The question mark is, what are they going to do about that second running back? And I know there's been talks with CJ and them to trade. Nothing's been run by my office yet, but I mean, I'm expecting Ed and Jan to make the playoffs this year. Even without that running back, I think they'll be able to get someone in free agency. Having the number 1 waiver, I mean, as long as they know how to use a waiver, which very skeptical, they might not actually know what it means. But remember, this year the waivers reset, so they will be 1 until they use it. So they can just bide their time until an injury happens, which is going to happen. It always does, and they'll get that running back. So I think that they'll be fine. So, Mom and Dad, I mean, I like your team a lot. It's number 2 on my rank. And of course, number 1, Jeremy Davenport. I don't know how he does it every year. But man, the guy always is up there. And I rank him 1 because he's shown it. Been in the championship game every year, so I'm going to rank him 1. I don't care if it's not right. You're supposed to change it every year when the draft goes. No. This guy's number 1 until someone knocks him off. The guy's got Spiller, who I absolutely love. I think he's one of the best running backs in the league. Got him as a steal, in my opinion. And he's the champ. Seahawks defense, building from within. They're young. The defense is young. I mean, his team is just solid. It's going to be a tough matchup every week. Which brings me... So, guys, that's my rundown of valuation. I mean, I know Nils is a little bit different. He didn't like it as much. We had different opinions on stuff, but that's kind of how I'm rating you guys as of right now. Week 1, I'm not going to do a video before the next week because games start on Wednesday or Thursday. Broncos Ravens. So I want to give my Week 1 prediction and guess my Week 1 highlights. We're going to highlight CJ and Jeremy. That's obviously a Monday night game this week. Rematch of the championship, and basically the 2 owners that have actually made a statement in this league in the 4 years that we've been doing this. Jeremy's been there every year, 3 years in a row, championship, and CJ's been there back-to-back years. So those guys, I thought it'd be a great game to lead off the year. basically 1 versus 2 in the league. So, I don't have much else to say. I want to give you guys my rundown. Obviously, I hate some of your teams, and I think some of them are good, but, it's all going to depend on how you guys motivate your team and get them on the field. So, that's kind of like my spiel. Week 1, obviously set your lineups. Game's Thursday. Good luck, everybody. And there will be better videos to come. Commish has got a lot up his sleeve this year, especially with the Twitter account and just having a lot of calls. So, be aware after Week 1 because there's going to be a lot of fun shows coming up. Obviously, my league office is open. Give me a call if you have any concerns. If you don't agree, just be mindful that if you take it to social media, we do have fines. So if you want to criticize the commission, you want to criticize people, that's fine. But don't expect there not to be a fine because we're trying to grow this league. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the rankings that I had. I'm sure a lot of you don't agree. But, good luck, everybody. Good luck this week. And prediction, Jeremy over CJ. Jeremy is going to win by 35. Blowout. Commish out.